What's Arizona's up 61-52 right now, so they're trying to polish this off here on the road at Baylor. Obviously, incredible draft pick by me, getting them last of my selections. We didn't really break down, I guess we didn't have time for each of those, but CJ, Arizona as a contender, do they come off to you like that? Do they feel like a national title contender when you watch them?
If you watch that game on Saturday, I actually thought for much of it, I was surprised they weren't up by more. Because for probably 30 minutes of that game, it felt like they were in control. And, that's kind of what Houston will do. They'll stay in it with their defense. And then, they made enough plays down the stretch and they don't turn it over and they started making shots and they won the game. But the one concern I have for Arizona is obviously outside shooting. They have some games where they just cannot make a three. And that is concerning over an NCAA tournament. But their defense is going to keep them in it. I think putting Henry Visar in the starting lineup as he was tonight for the first time was a good move. I like him. It's a little distracting to see him play with the cupping that he has done to his arms. But outside of that, he has been a key to their turnaround.
It's a lot. It's excessive.
It is distracting. It's excessive.
Yeah, it's like, bro. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you what to wear, but it would do the audience some good if you just put an undershirt on, bro.
Yeah. But he has been a big difference to their turnaround. I don't think he was playing with the kind of physicality early on that they wanted out of him. And once he became a regular in the rotation and once he started really, really contributing, that's when they started to climb. So I like the pick. I think that their ability to guard when they throw out the KJ Lewis, Jaden Bradley, Caleb Love backcourt, and then the freshman. Help me out with the freshman's name. The big kid, the 3-4 type.
Carter Bryant.
Carter Bryant. When he's out there with those three, and then Visar's out there like that five,
they're loaded, man. They're loaded.
They're really, really good defensively. So, and they've got some pieces off the bench. I like their depth. I just worry about their shooting. But I like the pick. I think that was a good one.
Well, I like him a lot. And I'll tell you what, Toby Awaka, my respect for his game has gone way up. That kid's a warrior. I mean, he challenges you. When you take the ball towards the rim and he's on defense, he's going to make you work for what you're going to get. And, oh, by the way, you better box him out. That kid's a bear to box out. He is really, really tough. He's relentless on the glass. Tonight he's got 16 and 14 at Baylor.
And you don't think of Tommy's teams in the past as like defensive juggernauts. It's usually always about the offense. And that's why I think maybe it took a little bit for this team to kind of get going, because really what they are built on, what they should be built on is the ability to stop people. And so I think that's maybe taken a little bit of they came in probably thinking, all right, we're going to outscore people like we usually do. We're going to play fast. We've got these transfers coming in, but what their calling card is their defense. And I think that's maybe why it took a little bit for them to kind of figure out who they were.
Tommy's another guy who has fallen susceptible to that whole thing with the NCAA tournament. Like, is he a really good coach? Yes, absolutely. Yep. But the casual would say, well, man, they've kind of struggled to have the big breakthrough under him in the tournament. Maybe it would be very ironic that the year they start 4-5 is the year they go the deepest under him, which he has. Yeah, I mean, he's made one second weekend. Yeah.
I think that's why, it's just funny. Like my perception, if you just pull me aside and you just say, hey, what do you think about Hubert Davis in North Carolina? Even though he's made a title game, even though he's made, second weekends, my thought on Hubert Davis is he's not doing a good job. Now maybe part of that is my, just perception of the North Carolina job and how, it's basically a birthright there to go to a second weekend. But I think it kind of goes back to our conversation about what you do in the regular season matters, to your ability to do the job. Because when he made the title game, he was an 8 seed, You know, I mean, he
Yeah.
rode he rode a hot hand from Caleb Love to the title game. Credit, but I think that's part of why, guys. You know, we go back to this argument. What you do in the regular season should really weigh a lot more to the public. I know we don't get to choose, but in a perfect world, it would. That would be the justice. What you do in the regular season weighs more than what you do in a random sample of 6 games. You know, over the course of 3 weeks.
Yeah, who
That's
did
not
the
where
better
they go.
job last year? Kevin Keats or Bruce Pearl?
Right.
I mean, come on.
Exactly.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
you know, that's so. But again, that's not the way that we judge the sport. You know, and